Her baby has yet to acquire this jungle camouflage. Sharing the ride is a menagerie of up to 900 different species that eat the algae. Sloth moths are the most conspicuous passengers. They wait for a rare moment before they disembark. Once a week, nature calls and the sloth leaves the tree. Strangely, it does its business at special latrines on the ground. The moths are patient commuters. The whole process takes over an hour, a seemingly pointless and dangerous journey. This is the moment the moths are waiting for. They only lay their eggs in fresh dung. They race to be first. The moth's caterpillars feed on the dung and pupate here. When the adult moths emerge, they find the sloths somewhere in the trees. A different passenger service is provided by hummingbirds. Their speciality is air charter. This rufous-tailed hummingbird feeds from heliconia flowers, which also provide food for flower mites. When a bird arrives, the mites race on board. Size for size, they're as quick as a sprinting cheetah. They rely on the hummer to take them to fresh blooms. The mites stow away in the bird's nostrils. Up to a dozen mites may cram into these flight compartments. Like human passengers, they only disembark when their transport stops at their preferred destination. Each type of mite alights at his own favorite flower. These mites do little harm, but by blocking the nostrils they reduce flight efficiency. They also compete for pollen and nectar. They have started to act like parasites. Parasites come in many forms. One of the weirdest inhabits the remote reaches of the Amazon. Its grisly story sometimes involves people. One of the Amazon's commonest fish is the catfish. It often plays host to another, far smaller fish. This is the candiru, a parasite of fish gills. For the catfish there is nowhere to hide. A trail of urea and ammonia streams from its gills. The candiru simply swims in circles until it picks up the scent. The signal becomes stronger as the fish approaches. It slips inside unnoticed. Spines in the candiru's head gaff the fish, securing it as it sucks blood from the gills. The worst that can happen to a parasite is to end up in the wrong host. The worst that can happen to a human is to become the wrong host to a candiru. Urinating in the water is unwise. The same cues of current and urea lure the candiru deep inside. In the southern states of America, an even stranger parasitic story recently emerged. Frogs began to appear with extra limbs and other deformities. These mysterious mutants were believed to be the result of chemical or radioactive pollution. The full story is stranger still. Herons that eat the frogs also acquire their parasites. The birds pass the eggs of parasitic flatworms in their droppings. Snails eat the eggs, which soon hatch and emerge as mini parasites. Each searches for the nearest tadpole. With torpedo precision, it tracks its target. It aims for the limb buds. As it burrows inside, cells explode. The fragmented limb buds try to regrow, but in the process they create several legs instead of one. The parasite creates a mutant for one simple purpose. Deformed frogs make easy prey. If its gruesome life cycle is to continue, its host must be eaten by a heron. We too harbor many parasites, but our relationship with one of them has changed over the last 3,000 years. The medicinal leech was used to treat a range of different ills, until bloodletting fell from favor at the end of the 19th century. But recently the leech has staged a medical comeback. Its blood-sucking skills can reduce the swellings known as hematomas, making it a valuable medical instrument. As it bites, an anesthetic numbs the pain. The patient doesn't feel a thing as the leech sucks up the accumulated blood. The three jaws have 100 teeth each and act like circular saws. As the teeth cut, the leech releases anticoagulants to disperse blood clots. It can balloon to 10 times its original size. Leeches are highly adapted parasites. Even these aquatic leeches have no problem looping their way over land. They seek out prey by sensing the carbon dioxide of its breath. The leech shows that even the most gruesome creatures can become our partners. But like the leech, most of the animals we use, we also keep under our control. Or at least we think we do. But some of our partners still live a wild existence. One is said to have a similar relationship with this African animal. The honey badger is reputed to have the greater honey guide as its partner. The bird leads the honey badger to bees' nests by calling for it to follow. It relies on the mammal's strong claws to break into hives it has previously found. Oddly, this partnership has yet to be proven by science, but these people have not only witnessed it, They too are regularly guided by the bird. By flying to and fro and calling, it leads the honey-gatherers to a bee's nest several kilometers away. Studies show that the bird knows every hive within 250 square kilometers. The honey-gatherers rely on the bird for their livelihood and always leave some comb as a reward. As for the badger, its ancestors were probably in this relationship before people even appeared on the scene. In Laguna, in South Brazil, people and wild animals cooperate in an almost magical partnership. The bottlenose dolphin's arrival is eagerly anticipated. The fishermen rely on the dolphins to herd fish to their nets. As they approach, the net is cast. Dolphins are highly successful predators, but by cooperating with fishermen, the odds of both improve. Their system is elegantly simple. They drive the shoals towards the men and use a rolling dive to cue them to throw their nets. While the men gain a bounty, in the chaos, the shoal fragments and the dolphins pick off stragglers. This relationship has survived centuries. Both fishermen and dolphins pass on the rules of the game to their offspring. With so many different partnerships, humans are among the weirdest animals on the planet. Perhaps this is our most perfect alliance, for the animals involved live totally free.
Our next weird journey looks at how animals use drugs and alcohol. If you've encountered weird nature, share it at bbc.co.uk/nature.